First, I just want to pay tribute to Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. You know, during the time that he was UN Secretary General and I was the President of the World Bank, there was unprecedented cooperation and joint work between the World Bank Group and the United Nations. And he brought me in to the global world of multilateral action in a way that was just enormously generous. And I was able to watch him dramatically change the world. The issue of climate change was really his baby. He brought that to everybody's attention. And the Paris Agreement on climate never would have happened without his unrelenting advocacy efforts, his insistence that everyone comes to the table. So the focus we have now on climate change in the world, which is so needed, really can be attributed to a great extent to Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. There were so many other things that he did. We worked on Africa together. We worked on health together. We worked on economic growth and development. There were so many things that we did. And as my sanbe, he really taught me the ropes. And so I'm so honored to be here at Yonsei University attending this conference for the Ban Ki-moon Foundation. You know, the Sustainable Development Goals are also an incredible innovation in the world of economic development, of the evolution of societies. And the previous goals, before Secretary General Ban came on board, were mostly focused on health. He brought everything else into the picture. And so the level of buy-in, the level of commitment from so many different sectors really has been unprecedented. You know, we've gone through a lot of crises. There are so many conflicts. We had COVID. There's so many issues that have slowed down our progress on the SDGs that, you know, we're worried. We're worried that we won't get there. But I can tell you one thing for sure: we would never have gotten to where we are today if Secretary General Ban Ki-moon had not put these issues on the table and really forced us to work together to try to achieve them. Academic institutions have a very important role to play. They need to be thought leaders, but they also need to have a moral and ethical perspective. We work on the SDGs because it's the right thing to do for the planet, it's the right thing to do for people, especially poor people. And so academic institutions like Yonsei have to step up and play their role. You know, today we were very happy to talk about mental health, and we're trying to point out to the Korean people that there is a mental health crisis in this country. It's not the only country that has a mental health crisis, but it is more severe here than anywhere else. And in the Sustainable Development Goals, suicide is one of the indicators, but we have to think much more broadly about mental health. I think that right now, if I were to look at all the risks going forward for the Korean economy, the fact that depression levels are so high, the treatment for depression is so low, the suicide rate is the highest in the developed world, highest among OECD countries. Loneliness is much higher than ever before. Elderly people are living in greater poverty than in any other OECD country. All these issues together, I think, should lead us to working with the Ban Ki-moon Foundation, working with Yonsei University to try to have a conversation so we can fix these problems and put Korea on a really strong growth curve, growth in the economy, growth in jobs, but also growth in compassion and care for those suffering from mental illness. I think that we can do that, and conferences like this are important for us in pushing those ideas forward.